hopefully I'm in frame. If you're new here, I'd love to welcome you to my world. So don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell. And hello to any new subscribers. We're just going to start off with the honest truth. We're in the month of April, and I don't know when y'all will see this. But as usual, got a lot on my mind and thought I'd share some thoughts that I'm having with you guys. If you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen these tweets. I posted them late last night. Hopefully y'all saw them in what I'm trying to accomplish here. So if I'm looking down, got my phone, I'm trying to, look at my little tweets. I got notifications. Anyways, so we're in the month of April, and if you're wondering what the significance of that is, April is Autism Awareness Month. And yesterday was the 2nd, and April 2nd is like Worldwide Autism Awareness Day. Some people call it Autism Acceptance Day, depending on who you are and how you like to phrase things or what you believe in. And Autism Speaks, which I know is a hot topic. I feel like more people that are in the community, more people that are Aspies and on my level, like, they just hate it. They just dead set hate Autism Speaks. I'm just gonna flat out say that. Like, Autism Speaks is not well liked at all. And a lot of times some people who don't like Autism Speaks is talking about them or refers to them. When they spell it out, they swap that S out with the $sign because they think Autism Speaks, all they really care about is the money. I have been contemplating doing a video more in depth, like on Autism Speaks, with my mom, getting like a mother's / neurotypicals input on all of that over the years, because what they're known for is lighting it up blue, like shining a light on autism. And the closest thing I've done is my nails are in this pretty blue, and they're holographic in the right light, sunlight. They shine, baby. But over the years I've seen like Splat It Gold, where it's like a challenge and then you splat something gold. I don't know. And then there's something about going red. If you think about the autism is a spectrum disorder. So it's like a rainbow, an umbrella. There's all different like levels and such. And some people, sorry, I have some like food or something stuck on my tooth. Some people are like, why blue, right? Who came up with blue? Why blue for Autism Speaks? I wish I had something to show you, but I didn't bring any props. But the Autism Awareness ribbon, or like when you used to get a puzzle piece, it's blue, red, and yellow, and I'd give it like 2 shades of blue, like a light and a dark, but Autism Speaks has their own like shade of blue. And yeah, so people do whatever. You can just wear whatever type of, do whatever the heck you want, you know. But usually I try to do something informative or special. Last year I posted a bunch of videos, uploaded them on April 2nd. I'll try to have one here at the end. It's probably going to be like a part 1, no, this is a part 2. Yes, they're lengthy, but they're chock full of information and stories about me and things. So if you haven't seen them, I'll make sure you at least get a look at one of those. And my mom and I, you know, like, I don't know, I just think it's like kind of cool to drive around and see like who's lighting it up blue, who's doing what. I think if you go to like TJ Maxx, DSW, the shoe store, certain Linden chocolate, they're like Easter bunnies. You can get like, it's all Autism Speaks though. So if you're against that, which brings me to another point of something that I wanted to talk about. Anyway, if you go on their website, I'm pretty sure you can find like a list of their supporters. Because I remember like a few years ago being like, oh, if you're against Autism Speaks, does that mean you don't eat at Applebee's, shop at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, you don't like Lindt chocolate, like, and all this stuff, and I wrote it all out. It's kind of like when people are like, oh, you don't support this, well then like why do you eat at like Chick-fil-A or like, you know, do whatever. So I was just like curious, you know, like if you're so dead set against something, like does that mean you don't support other things that support it? And I was trying to explain something to someone one time about a different organization, and immediately they're like, I don't want to have anything to do with Autism Speaks. And I'm like, I didn't talk about Autism Speaks. What you talking about, Willis? Like, I didn't get that, right? So usually, like, I try to make a thing of it. The minute I found out this was a thing, which was a few years ago. Have I been doing this since I've been diagnosed? Of course not. I didn't know, you know, there was a month, there was a day. Most of my high school career, if you will, I devoted this month. Because also what I learned was poetry. It's the month for poetry. And I know that because when I was in high school, I worked in the library. And I'd put out a display, and then you'd put like books. And I'm like, you know, because I thought I wanted to be a social worker, I read a lot of books. And I learned that April is also Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. So, and that color for that is a navy blue ribbon. So I'd also make a display for that as well. And now that I know it's Autism Awareness Month, I don't know if my high school knows, but if I was working there today, or even just like if they let me come in like once in a while to volunteer or something, I would be like, listen, it's April. Let's get some autism-ish out there. But anyways, this year, I was not with my mom. I spent the weekend with my dad, and so we didn't really do anything. I didn't bring it up. The first time he got on board and he wore a blue shirt to work, and I'm like, let's make this a thing, and woo! But lately, not so much. So yesterday, right before it was midnight, so it was still, you know, April 2nd, the first thing I tweeted was it may be hashtag Autism Day 2017. And no, I didn't hashtag light it up blue or anything like that, because I feel like hashtag New Jersey let me down. Hashtag unacceptable. Hashtag WTF. Then a little while later, like a minute or two, not too long in between, I said, Governor Christie didn't hashtag light it up last year, so why should I? Hashtag New Jersey has the highest rate of hashtag autism, so when will you wake up? Like, I've been looking for things and doing a lot of Googling and researching, mostly for different states, because as I've mentioned, there's a move coming and where I don't know. But if I'm still going to be living in New Jersey, I thought, hell, maybe there's some hope. I don't know. So, you know, you go on Autism Speaks, and there's also, like, if you do live in New Jersey, there's the Autism of New Jersey, there's the Autism National Society, like, you name it. There's all thousands, probably not thousands, but a lot of organizations that one could support. It doesn't all have to be about Autism Speaks, although they are like pretty like out there and stuff, and I still honestly, I don't get the full-on hate. And I'll say to people, like, I know of someone, I haven't personally met them, my mom did at a conference or a book signing, I honestly don't know. There's a person out there who is on the spectrum himself, and he works for Autism Speaks. So I'm like, if it's that bad, why would someone on the spectrum work there? And then that brought up a lot of questions that I'm not even going to go into all the speculations there, but I'm just like, geez, like, it could be messed up on some levels, who knows? But, yeah, I didn't do anything. And this is the first, like, sure, maybe, like, on Facebook, when it's like, oh, your memories from, like, on this day, during this year, like, blah, blah. You know, I'll, like, share a memory that I, like, did, like, a while ago. But I don't totally feel like, yes, it's Autism Awareness Month. Woo! Gotta celebrate. Gotta like shove it all over social media. Gotta change my profile photo. Gotta change. Well, I did a little bit. Not gonna lie there. Gotta change my cover photo. Gotta like be all up on the social media. Like I don't have it this year. And it's because the state that I live in, I feel like, honest to goodness, it let me down. And the thing about like the Fill a Need Foundation, as far as my understanding goes, there isn't an age restriction. And I love that because I might find something, but they're like, oh yeah, once you're like 25, 6, 7, 8, no more. I'm like, what do you mean no more? I'm gonna be 29 again in June. Like, I'm not getting any younger. Like, what the hell? Okay, like, y'all gotta not put age limits on stuff. Like, seriously. That's unacceptable as well. And I don't know. I feel like I maybe mentioned this. I don't know where. So if I've already talked about it here, like, pardon my repeating myself. But there is a huge problem, which has to do with drugs. Some of y'all may be aware, some not. And I don't want to go like too deep into it because that's not what this video is about. However, it is something that the governor of New Jersey is highly focused on, and there's radio ads and TV commercials and all about help if like you're having trouble. You know, with drugs, like, help's here, yay! Well, what about me? I just want to be able to have services and supports, but no, I don't. And then another little issue that, again, I'm not going to dive deep into is with health insurance, because that's the whole thing, but I know people personally who are without health insurance, and quote, New Jersey Cares, or as I now like to call it, New Jersey Cares Less, isn't doing a diddly squat, and the people that I know, I feel like they're SOL, and it just like it enrages me, okay? More and more I get pissed off at the state of New Jersey, and my mom's been like, you know, irritated with things a lot longer than I have, but I'm finally seeing things clearly now that the rain is gone because the sun's out today. Yes, that's a rare occurrence here as well. But anyways, it sucks is all, and I just get so fed up and frustrated because I'm not getting any younger, which means my parents aren't getting any younger, and I can't predict the future. I wish I could. In a perfect world, and who knows, a perfect world could happen someday. Down the road, I would have a boyfriend or like a significant other of sorts. I don't know if it would be a fiance or a husband or what, but a companion from the male species, and we would maybe cohabitate together. I don't know about marriage, honestly. I do know now it's an option for me. And again, that's like a whole other story. But I don't know if I want it. That's a whole other story as well. However, I just have all these thoughts, emotions, and feelings. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's something I wanted to read, and I think I need to go look for it either on my phone or get the actual like thing in hand, the tangible thing. And then we'll be right back because I still got some things I'd like to say. Because again, like New Jersey, wake up, okay? New Jersey, if you're watching this, wake up. Okie dokie. So I know I've made videos, live streams, so on and so forth, and I'm not going to stop, honestly, about the Fill a Need Foundation. So I know I've read this before, but there's a little excerpt that I want to read because I keep talking about I'm not getting any younger. And when a friend of mine got married, that's when I was like, oh, So marriage could be in my future. And it brought on a lot of feelings. It's just weird to talk about, honestly, because I feel like, oh, she's set, she's good. Like, she has someone to help her out in this world. They balance each other out perfectly. Whatever areas he has deficits in, she's good at, and vice versa. It's a beautiful thing. Like, it's lovely. And I feel like she doesn't have to worry about stuff anymore. And while my parents are still alive, I don't have to worry too much, but one day they're not going to be around. And then I don't want to be SOL, you know? I don't want to be up you know what creek. Like, there's just things I don't want. And I don't want to find myself, like, knocking on my brother's door in the future being like, can I stay with you? I don't want that. I don't. That I know for sure. And my friend, she just got engaged this past weekend. I still have to see her. She's been busy. And I'm just like, wow. She's graduated college. She got a master's degree as a reading specialist. She works with special needs kids as a teacher. Like, she's got this, like, amazing boyfriend, you know. Now they're, like, engaged. And I was just like, she's moving on and doing, like, all the things you do. And here I am with my cat somewhere around the house. So what I wanted to... So, like, all this got me thinking, and I'm just like... It makes me I'm very, very happy, but it also, like, gives me all these, like, bizarre feelings. And I'm just like, where is this coming from? And this explains it perfectly. So this, Katie, you know, the founder of Fill a Need, she starts off by saying, my story started off very similar to most. I had all the next steps in life, and I'm like, that's what I'm missing. I have come to the conclusion, understanding, realization, acceptance that I may not be enrolling into college and finishing a degree of sorts tomorrow. I might not even graduate college with a degree. I might just take classes and expand my knowledge. And I could do that tomorrow or when I'm 60. Like, it doesn't matter. You can go to school at any age. And I'm like, when I'm ready, when the time is right, when the perfect school falls into my lap, like, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and I have accepted that. But there's other things that just still, like, kind of bug me a little bit. But anyway, she goes on to say that she went to an amazing college, got to choose her passion of architecture. She's got to start a wonderful career. She was working. Then she fell in love and got married. I was blessed with children. I prefer cats. But, you know, you get the point. It wasn't long after becoming a mother that my story changed and took a fork in the road. It was a direction that sent my family down a one-way street to a destination unknown. So then she, you know, tells her story, but then she goes on to say, my son's autism diagnosis was not as devastating as hearing that he does not have a future. A typical path always has next step. For example, my life after high school was college, career, marriage, and the best of all, family. For an individual with autism or special needs, the next step after high school does not exist. And then it, you know, goes on. You want to read more, go on the whole thing, feel free to go to philneedfoundation.org and enjoy it for yourself. But more importantly, if you really want to do something, be sure to follow them, like them on all their social media, and if you do follow me on Twitter, and I'll try to maybe, I have it somewhere on some videos, but the pinned tweet at the top of my Twitter page, click on the link, takes you to a YouTube video, must watch and share it with the world. Because it got me thinking, like, okay, these next steps, like, I want that for myself, but what is it? It's not going to be maybe the same as you or the guy down the street, but it doesn't matter. If it's conventional, unconventional, I don't care how it happens. I just want things that normal people want. And I feel like I'm being deprived of a lot of that. And part of me is like, well, maybe if I move out of the state, I'll find a boyfriend. Maybe life will get better. Like, who the hell knows? But to sit here year after year and take nothing, because I don't know, like, the thing that pisses me off, right? So much pisses me off, and I'm being, like, honest with y'all, right? So, very little is offered to me. And I feel like going forward as, like, my program and as things change, I could be getting less money from the state of New Jersey. Now I'm already getting, like, the most minimum amount you can get, if that makes sense. So basically, you're evaluated, and dependent upon how involved you are, if I may, like, the more help you need, the more money is allotted to you. The more independent and high functioning you are, the less money. So the thought of, like, things changing like that, like, that's not cool at all. And, you know, like, let's say I stay in New Jersey, but we still downsize and move somewhere else. I was like, listen, I don't want to be too far away from brain training. Like, I don't want to have, like, a really long commute, because that could stress me out. I don't want to move too far away where Shelby is no longer my personal trainer. Even if we live in a place that has a gym, like, I still want that, you know? And my therapist was like, well, let's be honest, you know, Shelby, things could change there, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's take some of my things off the table, out of the equation, and let's just focus on, like, this, and this, right? And on one hand, I get what she was saying, but on the other hand, I'm like, listen, right now, Shelby and Mary Ellen is all that I have. So to have that taken away from me, that would be sucky. It's like, if I had, like, a smorgasbord of stuff and I had, like, all these things going on so much, like, oh, everyone's coming to my house every day to help me out with this, that, and the other. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to this day program, that, doing whatever. Maybe I'm volunteering with playing with cats because, okay, we know I love them. Or I get employed somewhere. I don't know what lies ahead, but hypothetically, let's say I had all this stuff going on and I'm taking a class at a college, whatever. And then you're saying, let's just remove all that? No, I don't think so. So, because I have very little, those things are very important to me and mean a lot to me, in the thought of moving far enough away in the state of New Jersey to where that's no longer available for me. That would be depressing. I mean, I'm already depressed, for being really honest, and I think I mentioned that. Again, I don't know if I'm going to post that video, but if I did, you know, hey, times are rough for me right now. But if I were to move to a different state, I want to make sure that I'm getting equal, if not equal, way better support and services than New Jersey. And I am looking into things. And there's stuff that back in the day, I'd be like, that's, and this is going to sound not the greatest, but we're being honest here. I was like, oh, that's beneath me. I don't want that. I want this, da 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 da. Like, I had certain expectations regarding school. But at this point, I'm just like, you know what? If I need to be in a certain program, then hell with it. I'll do it. Now that I know there's an option. Because as of right now, the only, like, what I know to be true is there's a special program up in Massachusetts that I will have nothing to do with. And again, That's the whole story in of itself. There might be there's a special like 2-year school in Vermont. We're talking Vermont here, okay? I don't want to go up north. Sorry, I had to switch memory cards. I don't want to go up north. And then I learned that there's this another program in Virginia. I don't want to go to school in Virginia. I don't want to live in Virginia. I'm sure each school and its programs are slightly different, but very similar. And what's funny was I was looking at YouTube videos, and I came across, like, I was typing in what I wanted. I was like, oh, there's like at least 2 videos on this one program. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, I saw someone in the video I knew from high school. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember he went to school in this state, and it was like a special program, and I think he lives in that state. I don't know if he still does. We weren't really close or anything, but I was like, oh yeah. So it kind of gave me an idea of some things, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm down with it. You know, so I'm going to be I don't know when, but we're going to make a trip, and we're going to look somewhere and just get ideas. And I'm not saying anything yet because I don't know what's what, and you know, but if anything exciting happens, I'll let y'all know. But basically, I'm not feeling the love from New Jersey, and that's why I've been busy looking elsewhere. Florida has always been my home away from home. If you saw where I was exploring some old familiar territory out on Sanibel Island, and me reminiscing about my childhood there, I've been going there to Florida since I was like 10 months old. Like, still a baby, almost a toddler. So that's a long, long time. We had a house on Sanibel Island, now we got a condo in Naples. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, Florida is very, like, welcoming and homey to me. And I've gone to Utah enough that feels like home now, because we always stay at this one resort where High School Musical 2 was filmed. And so that makes it all the more magical for me. I think I mentioned in a video on one of my first trip there maybe, like, I actually cried a little bit one day. I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. I've waited 7 years for this moment. So, 10 years, it's been 10 years since I graduated high school, and I'm still waiting for things, and maybe part of it's my fault because I'm not actively, like, pursuing a mate or whatever the case may be. But I also feel like a lot of it is the lack of support and services from the state in which I live in, the state which has the highest rate of autism. And if anyone with a brain should know that if a child is diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, that they're going to have that for the rest of their lives. It's not something that goes away. Sure, you can manage it with meds and therapies and whatnot, diet, but it's always going to be there. So, hello. Like, yeah. I could go on and on and on like you wouldn't believe about this, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to try to do more videos on this topic because it's what I care about and I'm very passionate about. So, with that being said, if you do have any comments, questions, or suggestions for me, maybe you can relate. I've had people reach out to me being like, oh, I have Asperger's too, or like something relatable or similar, and it's nice having that camaraderie. So, feel free to leave any comments, questions, suggestions down below, and right down there, don't forget to check the description box. You can find me on social media pretty much everywhere. Come say hey. Also, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up so I know you like these types of videos or this topic, and I'll gladly do more of them because I really, really want to. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click on my face if you want to watch and learn more about me and autism and my life and whatnot with my mom, and feel free to go ahead and do so. So thank you guys so much for being here and for watching, all your love and support, and as always, till next time, keep it quirky!